We got some wonderful points here. Taking the discussion to Azam Saab here. Azam Saab, you represent Pasha Board of Directors, and Pasha is definitely playing a key role in developing the skill set of professionals and other Pakistanis as well. Would you like to elaborate how you guys are helping in this cause?
Thank you so much for having me in this discussion. First of all, I would like to thank you, ICAP Digital Board, for arranging.
Azam Saab, may I hold you for a second? May I request our admin teams to please address people who are talking, because those who are trying to listen will not be able to listen. Can we have some? Excuse me. Can we have someone at the back? The panel wants to discuss something with you. Thank you very much. Ji Azam Saab.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank you, ICAP and the Digital Board, who actually manage this enormous award ceremony towards the digitization of industry and especially accounting sector or finance sector. Being an advocate of IT industry, Pasha, Pakistan, previously it was a Pakistan Software House Association for IT and ITES services. Now we have rebranded it to Pakistan IT Industry Association. We have 1,000 plus active members right now, and all members are not individual, but a company with a very legitimate grounds, so that if we recommend any company to any other sector for the collaboration or for the taking some consultancy, or we promote our company, we should know we are promoting legitimate companies and legitimate people. In Pasha, we have a board of 10 elected body members. Every year, 5 board members get retired, and 5 new board members join as a CEC member, Central Executive Committee. And जब हमारे पास 10 member complete हो जाते हैं, then we choose for the chairman. This year we have Mr. Zohaib Khan as a chairman, Pasha. Under his leadership, we achieve a lot of limelight to portray, to position our demands, our initiatives for the IT industry. We work 4 or 5 major pillars, in which the policy advocacy is a main pillar, where we help governments for the change or for the stability or for the sake of export-oriented environment for the investors, for the exporters. We help them to position the IT policy. Then we have a very important initiative with that name of Tech Lift, where we have upgraded the skills of already graduated students or professionals. The number count is somewhere around 4,000, and we are happy to share this. More than 90% graduate from our Tech Lift program, which is partnered with MOITT, Pakistan Software Export Board. और इसका पाशा ने जो है वो इस प्रोग्राम को लीड किया था, तो ऑलमोस्ट 90% प्लस जो इसके ग्रेजुएट हैं, they are already get hired, and most of them get elevated in their existing organizations. Beside this, we are also engaged in industry relationship, which is a very important area, and this is the actual area where we have collaborated with ICAP, where Pakistan IT Industry Association accommodates, collaborates, partnered with other domain experts, other domains, other industry area, like we partnered with Federation of Pakistan Chamber of Commerce of Industry. We partnered with Karachi Chamber of Commerce. We partnered with different academias. We partnered with ICAP. We partnered with ICMAP. So these partnerships basically bring the idea to work collectively to elevate our industry so that our export figures can rise. Being a IT industry, we have 2.8 billion export figure previous year, which stands as second number overall in the country for the biggest export. And believe me, this is only a reported number from State Bank, 2.8 billion. And we can easily say our unreported industry size is more than 8 billion right now, which is a huge. The problem is, क्यों report नहीं हो रहा? Problem is कि बाहर से पैसा investment के लिए क्यों नहीं आ रहा? So we have some problem on ground, like policies, like कुछ पैसा रखने के problem. फिर being a IT industry, जब हम export करते हैं और earn करते हैं, तो we have to face some, software fees in term of, infrastructure, जैसे Google है, Amazon है, इन लोगों को हमें fees pay करनी होती है. तो पाकिस्तान से everyone knows कि for the past 1.5 years, it's been so difficult to, send out the money from Pakistan. तो मोस्टली हमारी जो आईटी इंडस्ट्री है या जो सॉफ्टवेयर हाउसेस हैं, दे प्रेफर कि वो अपने पैसे को जो है वो किसी ऐसी जगह पे पार्क कर दें जहाँ से उनको रीपेमेंट्स में और इन चीज़ों में आसानी हो. तो एवरी टाइम हमारी गवर्नमेंट से जो है वो ये कह लें कि लड़ाई भी होती है और हम एडवोकेट भी करते हैं कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ पाकिस्तान की पॉलिसीज़ कुछ ऐसी होनी चाहिए जिसमें जो है वो ये पैसा पाकिस्तान में आए, पाकिस्तान में पार्क हो, सो दैट it can be used the betterment of Pakistani's industry as well as overall country. तो अगर net profit का share देखते हैं तो out of 2.8 billion dollar हमारी जो repayment fees होती है, those are not more than 25%. लेकिन अगर हम compare करते हैं इसको पाकिस्तान के top exporting domain के साथ, which is a textile obviously, तो टेक्सटाइल अगर 4-5-6 बिलियन डॉलर की एक्सपोर्ट करता है तो उसकी इंपोर्ट उसके अगेंस्ट में जो है वो समवेयर अराउंड 70-75% रॉ मटेरियल की सूरत में होती है. तो वी थिंक कि आईटी इज़ द अल्टीमेट सोल्यूशन फॉर दिस फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस राइट नाउ वी आर फेसिंग इन पाकिस्तान. सो नॉट ओनली द आईटी इंडस्ट्री से रिलेटेड जितने भी इनिशिएटिव होंगे जो कि डिजिटाइजेशन के होंगे फॉर द अदर इंडस्ट्री, लाइक फाइनेंशियल है, लाइक आपकी ऑयल एंड गैस है, प्रोडक्शन है, इंडस्ट्री है, आपकी फूड है, एग्रीकल्चर है, एवरीवेयर इट इज़ इनएविटेबल कि आप जो है वो टेक्नोलॉजी को जो है वो आप मिस कर जाएं. तो पाशा इज़ ऑलवेज अवेलेबल टू ऑल द पार्टनर्स where we can help them out how to choose the technology, how to implement the technology. We can help them out to choose the best player. And we always advocate कि हमारी दोस्तों से, इंडस्ट्री से हमेशा ये इल्तिजा होती है, ख्वाहिश होती है कि प्लीज़ मेक इन पाकिस्तान एंड मेड इन पाकिस्तान प्रोडक्ट्स का इस्तेमाल कीजिए so that our industry also flourish on the basis of your support as well. This is the small introduction from Pakistan Software House Association or Pakistan IT Industry Association. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Azam. Thank you very much. I think it was very elaborate that you talked about the government's role in it. If time permits, we will come back to you and the other panelists on this topic. I think this is a very, very important point that you mentioned. In the current scenario that we face, the whole fiscal deficit issues and the financial dependencies that we have on others, basically, it could actually be handled well if we look into the measures that could be adopted by the government. But going forward, I go to Madam Farah Isa. You are the leader and the champion of Pakistani professionals. You have made the open forum. What do you see that the skill set that is required in terms of your organizations you have contributed in the functions and the contributions that you have evolved over the years of the Open Forum.
Thank you so much. I'm really humbled to be here at ICAP, and I really thank Khurshid for making an amazing, one of, I think, the most largest digital technology awards. Or I hope next time, I think it will be getting more and more on the roll. Being one of the first women president of Open Pakistan, I think it has been a really challenging one because I got the role shortly after COVID, jab Open was not in the momentum with the momentum. And I just wanted to actually tell people what Open is first. I know we just had a short talk with Junaid from Open Silicon Valley, who's the president of Silicon Valley. And Open is a global network of entrepreneurs. Or it started from Boston in 1998, and the main purpose was actually to encourage entrepreneurship and actually be a network for Pakistani professionals throughout the US. And later they expanded to have multiple chapters throughout the world, including Pakistan. And Pakistan, I think Open Karachi is one of the most critical chapters of Open, and with the aim and mission that we need to basically empower the youth. As we know that our population is mostly youth, and Open Karachi is armed with the mission to actually encourage and provide skill sets for the youth and offer them opportunities of networking with Silicon Valley directly, with the VCs and the entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley. So we provide a platform for anyone who's seeking guidance in regards to opening their own business, whether software house or just general networking in the terms that, how to set up various companies that are very popular. And many of the Open entrepreneurs in Silicon Valley, even in Pakistan, are, real amazing companies that are setting the world at, especially setting the Pakistan at stage. So, right now, Sultana Siddiqui is the chair person for Open, another first Open Global Open president from Pakistan, woman chair from Pakistan. And as you know, our VC is Shahzad Shahid. He was in Pasha also. So I draw great support with Shahzad because he's been in Pasha and he brings, IT skill set. My own background is healthcare. So in the next few months, we have been in partnership with USAID, and we'll be launching seed rounds for entrepreneurs in Pakistan, especially focused and geared towards women. And I myself working on women to develop their skill sets. I do believe that I think Pasha will be a great collaborator and has always been in collaboration with Open to encourage these women to learn basic IT skills so that they can set up their own businesses and learn some e-commerce tactics or skills that they're not aware of at the moment. So we need to basically encourage all the youth and all be inclusive to women as well, and bring Pakistan forward on the stage so that we can contribute and encourage as Open Diaspora in Pakistan the entrepreneurship system. Thank you.
Thank you, Farah. I think again there would be many areas of collaboration that we can come into as far as ICAP is concerned, but again we can come into it, and I'm sure Khurshid and the DAP team will look into it. Aramugan, coming to you, you represent one of the biggest banks of Pakistan, and HBL has been a continuous stakeholder with ICAP in many of our affairs, and we are thankful for all your patronage that your bank has provided us. As far as digitalization is concerned, how much is a challenge to hire high quality resources? Can you elaborate on it?
Ji, thank you very much. It's good to hear and be part of this inaugural session. We have got great institutes who are working at the seeding, the young professionals, the system teams. The digital journey, जैसे नदीम साहब भी पहले कह रहे थे, कि banks have to redefine, and representing the banking industry, it's not easy, right? Usually we get maligned for a lot of the stuff in terms of what happens and what goes around in life. इस वक्त digital is the existential question. चाहे वो बैंक है, चाहे वो बाकी इंडस्ट्री के लोग हैं, participants हैं, it is not a choice, right? अगर मैं HBL की बात करूं और अपने 5+ years की experience की बात करूं, it was great to that Farhan Sahab received that the best internal audit award on the digital side, on the innovation side. One has to think through, why did that happen? How did that journey transpire, right? And the stuff which I'm currently doing in compliance, what is the mindset at play? So I would rather talk about stuff जो मेरे control में है. ठीक है, FX का rate मेरे control में नहीं है, मुल्क के हालात मेरे control में नहीं है, and people going out of the country मेरे control में नहीं है, right? So what is in my control is the people who work for me, right? People in terms of कि एक आपको सबसे पहले ज़रूरत होती है strategy और vision की, right? And if we say as HBL and as banking industry, we want to go digital, and I agree with Nadeem Saab कि उसमें challenges हैं, we aren't perfect yet, but the push is constant, right? How do we actualize that push? Do we have 20,000, 200,000, 250,000 IT graduates coming out who are top-notch quality? No, but that's not in my control. My control, and what I've learned is कि आपको जो आपने पहले बात की, learn, unlearn, reskill, forget what mistakes you have made, and move on. So the audit team here, the compliance innovation team, everywhere for any organization to get digital, there has to be minimum of 20 to 30% of the people who are doing digital, who are working on innovation. So A, that is the business case we're looking at, right? Because we are talking कि जी हम अभी 35 million customer पे हैं, we need to reach to 60 million customers, right? And supporting the economy of Pakistan. How are we going to do it? So अगर मैं ये बोलूँ नहीं जी यहाँ पे लोग अच्छे नहीं मिलते, तो we ourselves have to create the center of excellences, right? और उसमें मैं आपको ये बात बताता हूँ through experience कि we need some type of developers, but we need the mindset which is very important. Mindset ये दरकार होता है कि point after point, once you're working through the boards, once you're working through the model optimization, once you're working through the dashboard, auto clearing, and sitting in compliance, it's extremely risky that we go for automation. But do I have a choice? No, I don't have a choice. Is to continuously learn, unlearn, move on. So 20-30% of the people are the people who develop things, right? Remaining 60-70% of the people are who understand the processes, who are able to create those rule sets, those logics, and then we go to a journey of the bot. So I'll just give you one example. एक bot जो हमने बनाया है और इस वक्त हम लगा रहे हैं, उसके 61 rules हैं, 61 subset of rules. Are they done by all automation team? No. They're done by people like you and me, by lawyers, by accountants, by people who are smart graduates. So, sir, yes, there is a skill set deficit, right? But there has to be an absolute focus that it is something which I can learn. Trust me, for me to talk technology consistently and embedding it in the functions I've worked in the last 5 years, I would probably 15 years ago, I would have been the last person to talk about technology. But do I have an option? I don't have an option. लोग चैट जीपीटी की बात करते हैं, लोग कहते हैं जी आगे नौकरी चलेगी, अब जी ये हो जाएगा, बॉट आ जाएंगे, हम लोग क्या काम करेंगे? देखें ये सारी बात आई थी माइंडसेट की, 20 साल 30 साल पहले सिस्टम्स आए, आज नौकरियां ख़त्म होगी लोगों की? एब्सोल्युटली नॉट. अभी आपकी एआई आ जाएगी कि हम सब अकाउंटेंट्स की नौकरियां ख़त्म हो जाएंगी. वी ऑल हैव टू रीस्किल ourselves, we all have to evolve, क्योंकि जो बिजनेस मॉडल्स हैं, चाहे वो बैंकिंग के हैं, चाहे वो FMCGs के हैं, they are going to evolve now, right? Evolve for the future proofing, and what we need is an absolute focus on the people part. टेक्नोलॉजी तो आज डॉलर बढ़ गया है, कम होगा, हम खुद बना लेंगे, हम खरीद लेंगे टेक्नोलॉजी. जो अफराद हैं, जो स्किल सेट हमारे पास है, वी हैव टू क्रिएट दोज गुड एग्जाम्पल्स इन हाउस, एंड आई एम वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट, राइट? सीइंग ग्लास हाफ फुल, कि हम ये काम कर रहे हैं, multiple institutions ये काम कर रहे हैं, and inshallah we would be able to create those international classed center of excellences and outputs sitting in a regulated space. It's very important, sitting in a regulated space where everything which we do is being looked at by the regulator. So I think the short answer to your question is mindset. It's difficult to get those people, but you have to be at it continuously. I hope I've answered your question.
Thank you, Amran. Absolutely. I think you actually, all of the talk you did was very, very apt and very appropriate. And it gives another saying that comes to my mind these days. It's a very buzz sort of a phrase, that is, everything that will be automated, everything that can be automated will actually be automated. So we are going towards that era, or we have entered this era. Thank you very much. Zishan, coming to you. Again, you represent one of the largest firms in Pakistan, but I'm not going to name it till the time they give us sponsorship for our Dubai event. So, not naming your firm, one of the largest firms you represent. Again, post-COVID era, skill set has changed. How you guys are looking into it, going into the digital age, what skill set are required, and how you're preparing your teams for that?
Thank you, Asad. Well, Asad, before I answer your question, we have been hearing about disruption, technology disruption era. Frankly speaking, over the last couple of hours, the best thing about have been that people are taking it as opportunity. And frankly speaking, that is what it is. I mean, we need to understand that we don't need to be fearful of the disruption. Rather, we should embrace it. And embrace it in a manner that we should be willing to go for a change, actually. So that's the positive mindset. Apart from that, I mean, let me put an example. You know, I work in tax. So the point of view here is that we understand that a lot of positions, a lot of jobs would change. But mind it, there is a study that up till 2065, only 5% of the profession would be automated. Only 5%. Even if we bring it out to 2050, whatever the scenario is going to be, but still 95% of the profession would remain manually driven or whatever it happens. So the crux, what is the point is? The point is that whatever happens, it's not going to happen in next 15, 20 years. The important thing here is that you need to understand the automation would come in, the roles would change, and ultimately you need to understand how you to chip in that particular arena. I mean, talking about tax, yes, there is a person who is doing the advisory, facing the clients, facing the regulators. But how I see that would change, that's important. In the longer run, I feel the tax team would change. There would be a technology team who would be handling the softwares, pure techie. There would be people who would be using those softwares. And in addition to that, there would be another team coming in. I call them data analytics experts. They are the people who are the minds behind that. They would do the analysis, everything, come up to the team who is using and telling them that this is the change, and if you don't do that, this would be going to be the problem. And then the techies would come in. So effectively, it would be a triangle wherein all three teams would be working together and ultimately achieving the ultimate goal. Coming to your first part of your question, what are the different skill set? I mean, it's difficult to answer that, but again, that's very easy to answer that. When you are talking about resources, what you look for? The person needs to be creative. The person needs to be adaptable. The person needs to be a good presentation, skills masters. Coming into this particular era, what is the change? That's the digital literacy. That's the only thing which is different from the other skill set, or that's the additional point actually. So all said and done, with a little digital literacy plugging in the resources, hardcore resources, which remains the same, we can achieve the ultimate objective. I hope I have answered that.
Thank you, Zishan. Thank you very much. Okay, before we go, I know we are short of time and we can take 5 more minutes. And the point which Azam raised regarding the role of the government, I think we can have a take by any one of you or any two of you on that. And I think that's a very important point. We really need to support our industries that are working towards the export of services. I understand in our side, Farooq Rahman Sahab is also working for our members for export of services, and we are looking into the avenues. Okay, but again, it's a sort of a mash that we have with the IT teams, because now we are not going to work in isolation, as all of you almost said the same thing. So anyone wants to add? Yes, Isha.
Yes, thank you, Asad. A very valid question. But again, the question is, where are we? I just want to quote a personal experience, actually. Somewhere in 2014-15, I think, VAT was implemented in Saudi Arabia. And we tried to pitch in our services to our office in Saudi Arabia. And that was at that time headed by a person who had an experience from UK. So my first meeting was a disaster. It was a virtual meeting. And the only positive outcome after that was that he came to know that we do have VAT in Pakistan. Wow, that was a great news. Then it was total silence. Few days passed by. I requested another one of their partners that if you can bring that head of location to Pakistan, we can give it a shot. And you know what? They somehow managed, and that guy came to Pakistan for 2 days. We arranged almost 20 interviews, and 18 were selected. And 2 months down the road, India was out, Sri Lanka was out. And we stayed there, we did all the implementation for, including the Saudi telecom, for next 1.5 years. The point to mention here is, we need to be positive, we need to take up the challenges, and frankly speaking, our resources are excellent. The only thing, हमें अपना बेचना आना चाहिए. That's very important point. How to sell, अगला क्या खरीद रहा है, हमें ये नहीं पता होता. उसको बेचना कैसे है, that's the art actually.
I would like to add कि जो
Arghman said, yes.
जो हुकूमती इदारे होते हैं और जो काम होते हैं उसमें institutional dialogue is very important, right? This is one of the classical case, ICAP hai, be it the other institutes. We all, when we work with government and public sector, we all have to pitch, re-pitch, re-explain our point of view. So I think there is a greater need for that. Times are not easy, but all forums like ICAP and other forums which we have, we should do our best. Everyone wants remittance to come into Pakistan. Everyone wants those, freelancers to be successful, exports to grow up. And second thing in Pakistan is patience.
Very right, very well. Ji Azam Sahab.
I would like to add some more insight on it. देखिए जब हम गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी और गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट की बात करते हैं ना तो वी सी कि हमारी जो गवर्नमेंट की पॉलिसीज़ होनी चाहिए फॉर द इन्वेस्टर फॉर द आईटी इंडस्ट्री वो बड़ी कंसिस्टेंट होनी चाहिए. मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ कि आपको आपकी नॉलेज में होगा कि आईटी एक्सपोर्ट वाज डिक्लेयर्ड 0% इन टैक्स. ओवरनाइट जो है वो हमें पता चलता है कि जी उसको 1% के अंदर ले गए. फिर उसके बाद पाशा जो है वो उस पर स्ट्राइव करता है ऑन एंड ऑफ प्राइम मिनिस्टर के साथ, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस के साथ, फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर के साथ. आईटी की डायलॉग्स होते हैं और हम उनको कन्विंस करते हैं एंड दैट एंड ऑन 0.25%. और गवर्नमेंट के लोग हमें ये कहते हैं कि यार देखिए 0.25% आपके लिए क्या वैल्यू रखता है. آپ اتنا ٹیکس دیتے ہیں, ود ہولڈنگ لوکل انڈسٹری اتنا دے رہی ہے, سب کچھ دے رہی ہے. The point is not 0.25% tax. The point is consistency in your policy. جب آپ پاکستان کو باہر پورٹریٹ کرتے ہیں کہ اٹس اے ٹیک ڈیسٹینیشن فار ادر کنٹریز, تو جب وہاں سے انویسٹر آتا ہے تو کوئی بھی انویسٹر جو ہے وہ 1 سال کا پلان یا 2 سال کا پلان لے کے نہیں آتا. وہ ہمیشہ جو ہے وہ اپنا پلان چاک آؤٹ کرتا ہے فار دی نیکسٹ 5 ایئرس, فار دی نیکسٹ 8 ایئر, فار دی نیکسٹ 10 ایئرس. اور اس کے لیے یہ بڑا امپورٹنٹ ہوتا ہے کہ وہ کسی ایسی جگہ پہ جا کے اپنا کاروبار یا اپنی انویسٹمنٹ تھرو آؤٹ نہ کر دے جہاں پہ اس کو یہی نہ پتا ہو کہ اوور نائٹ جو ہے وہ اگر گورنمنٹ چینج ہوتی ہے تو پوری کی پوری پالیسی جو ہے وہ رول بیک ہو جاتی ہے اور واپس سے چلے جاتے ہیں. دا ادر تھنگ از نیشنل سیکیورٹی. دیکھیں, جب بھی ہم ڈیجیٹائزیشن کی, ڈیجیٹل سائبر اسپیس, انٹرنیٹ, سائبر سیکیورٹی کی بات کرتے ہیں, تو being a third world country, being a most affected part of the world for different war situations, پاکستان کو ایک نیشنل سیکیورٹی کا بھی جو ہے ایک بہت بڑا چیلنج رہا ہے. اور اس کے لیے بھی آپ نے دیکھا ہوگا کہ پرسنل ڈیٹا پروٹیکشن بل کے اوپر کام ہوا, وہ اس کے ریجیکٹ ہو گیا. پھر پرسنل کیپیسٹی میں ایک ڈیٹا پروٹیکشن بل آیا, وہ بھی ابھی تک اپروو نہیں ہوا. اس کے بعد جو ہے وہ ای سیفٹی کے نام سے جو ہے وہ ایک ایکٹ آ رہا ہے جس کے اندر گورنمنٹ آف پاکستان جو ہے وہ مختلف ای کامرس کے جو پلیٹ فارم ہیں اور جو سوشل میڈیا پلیٹ فارم ہیں ان کو ایک کاؤنسل کے انڈر جو ہے وہ رجسٹریشن کے لیے پابند کرنے جا رہی ہے. تو اگین اٹس اے ویری بگ امپیکٹ آن انویسٹمنٹ ایز ویل, کیونکہ جب آپ فیس بک کو یا امیزون کو آپ فورس کریں گے کہ وہ ایک لوکل کاؤنسل کے اندر رجسٹر ہو جائیں آ کے, تو یو کین انڈرسٹینڈ کہ ہمارا جو ای کامرس کا جو سیکٹر ہے وہ کتنے برے طریقے سے جو ہے وہ ہٹ ہو سکتا ہے یا اس کو افیکٹ کر سکتا ہے. تو اگین وی ہیو ٹو سی کہ نیشنل سیکیورٹی کے پیراڈائم میں کیا چیز آتی ہے, وہاں پہ ہم کتنا لیوریج دے سکتے ہیں. اینڈ دا ادر تھنگ از جو ہماری کنسسٹنسی آن پالیسی ہے وہ ایسی ہونی چاہیے کہ انویسٹر کو اتنا کانفیڈنس ہونا چاہیے کہ اگر گورنمنٹ آف پاکستان نے 5 سال کے لیے کوئی پالیسی اناؤنس کی ہے تو اٹ شیل ریمین فار دی 5 ایئرس, ناٹ فار دی 5 months اور دا 2 years, سم تھنگ لائک دیٹ. تو یہ ایک بڑا امپورٹنٹ فیکٹر ہے گورنمنٹ کی سپورٹ. ڈیجیٹائزیشن آئی ٹی سیکٹر میں وی ڈونٹ نیڈ سبسیڈائز تھنگس, وی ڈونٹ نیڈ سبسیڈائز پلیسز, وی جسٹ نیڈ 100% ورکیبل انٹرنیٹ اینڈ دا پالیسی کنسسٹنسی. یہ 2 چیزیں آپ ہمیں دے دیں, ہم آپ کو جو ہے وہ اس انڈسٹری کو 20, 30, 40 بلین تک لے جا کے دکھائیں گے ان شاء اللہ تعالیٰ.
Thank you, Azam Saab. I think these are wonderful suggestions that you have all made, and I think our team can pass it to the government as well. Because I think consistency of policy has been a major issue that we have seen as far as our fiscal laws are concerned. And if they are not consistent, obviously investors will not be geared to come in and invest, and all the seed money and all the unicorns and the others that we feel that would be coming to Pakistan or we'll be creating ones, it will be definitely very difficult for us. What I gathered from all the discussion, from talking to all of you, is that you have in your organizations worked on developing the skill sets, moving towards the digitalization. And you are actually well equipped, and you are equipping your teams in a very good manner, embarking the journey towards digitalization. Thank you, Farah, Taimur from Islamabad joining us, Azam, Armughan and Zishan for a very good discussion. I would like to just add that along with the skill set, I think ethics is also very important. And in our culture, especially when we talk about digitalization and going towards that, I think it's essentially important that we also have good ethics in our workplace, and especially the ethics to complete our assignments in time. And obviously all those things are very important. We are dealing with foreigners and the Western world especially. So I leave you with the message of Anthony Bourdain, who says that skills can be taught. Character, either you have or you don't have. Thank you very much, everyone.